everyone. Today I'm going to answer a question. Now, most of my audience are women, and so a lot of the questions tend to be towards the female side of life. And I have received so many times this question, and I never really addressed it. And I thought today I'm going to share with you my thoughts and my answers to this question. Through the years, people have often asked me, Tessie, I want to live like you do, but my husband is against it. Do you have any words of advice for me? That is a hard question because everybody's family dynamics are different. But I'm going to share with you a little bit of my thoughts. A lot of times women will say they like canning and they want to do all these things, but their husband isn't for it. And while having a husband that is on the same page as you is really important and it can make your life a lot easier, I'm aware that a lot of people don't have it quite like that. So what do you do? What do you do if you like to save money? And what do you do if you like to live this lifestyle but your husband doesn't like it? I don't have the perfect answers for you, and I'm not Dear Abby, but yet I like to answer you as much as I can when you ask me questions. I've been asked a lot of questions in my lifetime, and a lot of them have been very, very personal, and some of them were more generic, but I've answered every single one of them. I feel it's important when you're on the internet and in the public eye to be as straightforward as you can, and to not have any things hidden in your life, and to share your life. I am an open book. My husband is on the same page as me. In fact, he's even more frugal than I am. He would live in the mountains without electricity in a shack if he could. And I would love to live that way too, but I think he would really, really like to live like Daniel Boone days. I like having my internet, and I like being able to talk to all of you. So in that part of my life, it would be hard for me to give that up. For him, he could live the rest of his life without the internet. Not so much with me. So you have a husband who isn't into what you're into, and so that's the question. One thing you have to understand is men don't like change. No matter what kind of change that is, men in general don't like change. So all of a sudden you're starting to turn into somebody different. They don't understand that. All of a sudden you want to live this simple life. All of a sudden you want to start canning and gardening. They think, whoo, something happened to my wife. Bring her back. Because they don't like change. It's not necessarily they don't like what you're doing now. It's the change of it. It's like, whoa. So the first thing you want to do is never force this lifestyle on anyone. Never force it upon your husband. Never bicker about it. Never complain about it. Never try to change him, because you're not going to change him by trying to persuade him. So what are you going to do? You're going to live your life. You're going to live your life the way it makes you happy. In other words, if you like canning, then do some canning and enjoy it, and enjoy the food and the work from your own two hands. If you enjoy being outside and working in your flower beds and maybe adding a little bit of a tomato plant here and a parsley plant there, do it and enjoy it. Don't be hurt if your husband isn't on board with it. Don't be hurt if your husband doesn't praise you or doesn't give you compliments on saving money. But just wait, just wait. Before you think all is lost, your husband is watching you. I can guarantee you that. He's watching you and seeing what you're doing. Are you becoming happier? Are you becoming more satisfied in life? Are you becoming more abundant in your life? He sees that. He's not going to tell you right away, but he's watching. Men aren't the kind that can give praises all the time or give them right away. Some men are very emotional, but other men don't show emotion. So if he's not complimenting you on anything, don't let it hurt your feelings. Just enjoy it for your own sake. You know the saying is about losing weight. Don't lose weight for other people. Do it for yourself. Don't be into homesteading. Don't be into canning for other people. If you enjoy it, do it for yourself. Now, if you don't enjoy these things, don't do them. It's no use you do these things if you don't enjoy it, because that's part of this life, is the enjoyment getting from working with your hands. Some of you work away full time. You don't have the time to do all of this. But yet some of you do this in your leisure because you know it helps your spirit and it helps your emotions and it helps your anxiety. So if your husband's not for it, just silently just enjoy it. Have him see you with a happy heart. Have him seeing you enjoying what you're doing. And I'm telling you, it will make a difference. Maybe not in a day, maybe not in a week, but I'll tell you, within a year, you'll see a difference. Creatures of habit. They like to be in their own world and everything just exactly the same. Men like it that way, and when there's a change, it makes them frustrated and it makes them anxious. A lot of them won't admit that, but that's how they are. And men are very visual, so they like to see what's happening. And so just talking about stuff, they're not going to really be excited. But I think if they start seeing it, so instead of saying you're going to do this, or saying you're going to do that, or saying you want to do this and do that, let them see you doing it without saying it. So if you want to make jam and jelly, start out with that. Don't talk for weeks on end about making it. Just do it. And be in your kitchen and just enjoy it. And maybe when you get out a snack or two and have a piece of toast bread, ask him, would you like to have some of my jelly on that bread? You know where to get to a man's heart is through his stomach. You took a little bit of what I had to say, and I hope that you can use that to your advantage and you can use that in your life skills. And I hope that it inspires you, because when it all comes down to it, if you don't have a peace in your mind, you're not going to have a peace in anybody else's mind. The peace that passes all understanding. Living this lifestyle comforts me and gives me a peace. It just takes away all the stresses of the world. And when your family and your husband and your wife or whoever is in your life sees that, they will be happy because you're happy. A happy wife is a happy life. And a happy mama is a happy child. And it all reflects once again with each other. Oftentimes children will talk about their childhoods because they will remember times when their mama was really happy in life. They remember these things, and when their mama was sad or upset, they remember these things. That's why divorces are so hard on children, because they see the turmoil in the parent's life. And that is reflected onto the children. The turmoil in your life is reflected onto your husband. The turmoil in your children's life is reflected. And so when you don't have that turmoil in your life, you in turn create peace. At the end of my sentences, a lot of times I'll go, that's not fake. I have such joy in my heart that I can't contain it. And it just comes out, it just oozes out of me, because that is the life that I'm living. I'm living a life that is so happy, and that you can live too. Even if your husband doesn't necessarily like what you're doing, you can be happy in with yourself. And in turn, your happiness can't but make other people happy. That is the rhythm of life. That is how life goes. That's how life is. It's the universal life. It's the way life is. When you have happiness and positivity, you reap happiness and positivity, whether it's in your loved ones or it's just reaping it from yourself. These things happen. And so if you have a desire to be a homesteader or a homemaker or canning, you can do these things. Listen, you don't have to live on an acre of ground. You can live in a high rise of New York City. I've seen it being done. Get little plants and put them at your windowsills. Buy a quart of berries and make jam with it. Just the other week, I had 3 pints of blackberries. Pints. And I made 5 pints of jam with it. You don't have to grow it. You can buy little bits here and there. You can dry your own food. You can buy bananas. You can dry them. There's so many things you can do. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter you're handicapped. You can do it. You can do these small things. Yes, not everybody can lug 5, 10, 15, 20 gallons of water at a time. You don't have to do that. You can do little things. It gives you purpose. Every human being on this life, on this earth, It came with a purpose. God has a purpose for everyone. We're not here simply to live and die. We're here to have a purpose. So what your purpose is your purpose. You may not have my purpose in life, and I may not have yours. Find what makes you happy. Find what gives you purpose in life. Do you like to draw? Do you like to sing? What do you like to do? So many times as adults, we just throw away our childhood dreams because we think it's too late. It's never too late. As long as you have breath on this earth, it's never too late. You know what I tell people? My dream of dying is to be out in the garden and to just lay down, fall asleep, and that's where I would die, is in the garden. That's my dream. When my days are numbered, my dream is to be here doing what I do every single day, doing what I do and falling asleep, and my life is complete. Don't live in the what ifs. You don't want to die just thinking what if or I wish I could. Do it. Do it. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you liked the video, why don't you check out these below? As you know, I have videos every single day. Check out these from this week in case you missed them.